You're watching Troy Community Television On Demand. I'm David Denoyer coming to you from Hobart Arena, where we've been doing these updates for about once a month now, and we're on our third update. I'm here with arena manager Ken Siler. Ken, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Doing pretty good. You know, I say this every time, but the work speaks for itself. You guys have assembled a great team here. There's been a lot of progress. Once again, only 1 month later from our last update. Why don't you go into a little bit of that and tell us, what the differences have been and what's kind of been going on?
Well, I think visibly there's been a significant amount of progress made. The things that, you kind of see as you pass the building, they've really been focused on, that being a lot of the brick and mortar, so to speak, the things that, the foundations, block walls, then on the south end of the building, which they've kind of really been focused on primarily to start with, just because that's kind of the first thing that they hope to complete.
Of course.
Is the new south entry. They added steel to the roofing areas the last couple days, and they've also done the same thing on the front two expansions off the front of the building for the two new concession stands. As you can see behind us here, this being the north addition, the largest addition of the four that they'll be making. There's a lot of folks working behind us, working on the walls of what will be the multi-purpose room that'll be available for rentals. So they're really focused on that right now. They've made some significant progress in the last couple days related to that. And yesterday morning they poured all of the concrete floors for kind of the western half of the northern addition. So again, I think we meet every 2 weeks with the contractor and also the architects. And at our last meeting, they had indicated that things are still on target and on schedule according to what they had kind of laid out from the onset. So I think we've been fortunate with good weather, had very minimal impact on the work that they've been able to do outside due to rain. And the few days that they have been impacted, of course, they can continue to do some work inside that needs to be done. So from that perspective, we've been fortunate that the weather's been very cooperative to date.
And so you were saying that pretty much as it stands right now, the whole project is on schedule. You're not behind, you're not ahead. It's all flowing perfectly so far.
Yeah, so what they've indicated is that, everything at this point seems to be on schedule. We're about a third through the project at this point. Obviously, those things can change as we get further into the project, depending upon again, weather, availability of products and materials and those kind of things. But they've indicated that so far so good. And, the target time frame that they're shooting for is sometime in January as being the completion date. So we fully hope that that's the case. And then what we're looking to do currently is we're really starting to figure out what type of events and maybe start to look at some potential events for kind of that time frame from February to May of 2017. And so we'll start to really get into that over the next couple months as some of the acts and so forth. This is kind of the early part of the time frame in which they would be scheduling those schedules in the first part of 2017. So don't really know exactly at this point what all we'll be doing, but we're trying to hold off on some of those larger scale events until we get to that time frame, just so that we know that we can fully handle both the back of house operations from the events perspective, and then also that we don't turn it into a negative experience for the ticket buyer or the event attendee.
Makes sense. Now, to reiterate from last time, we were also talking about how, with the major construction and renovations going on, that Hobart is technically closed to the public. Now, that being said, you guys have a lot of summer events going on. I mean, I was just in here a little bit ago and saw some ice skating going on. So, the public can't do the walk or anything like that, but any normal events with the ice skating and stuff you guys still have as regular.
Yeah, so really to date, we've had minimal impact on any of the events that we've had scheduled. Most recently, back at the end of May, we had 4 graduation ceremonies, an award scholarship event here with Troy High School, and other than just people being able to navigate around the perimeter of the building, really little to no impact at all on their ability to use the venue. We currently have our summer ice down, and the Troy Skating Club is using that on a daily basis, as well as some various hockey uses, hockey camps, and those kind of things. So again, no impact to them. We have the annual Troy Skating Club competition coming up July 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and we really see minimal impact to them as well. And then as soon as their competition is over on the 10th, we will take the ice off and begin to remove that from the floor and finish some removal of some of the storage areas that we have in the arena corridor. And from that date until about the middle of September, the contractors have full access to do all of the work that they need to do out over the main arena floor, which will include replacement of some lighting, replacement of the catwalk, some additional steel over the staging areas, and new scoreboards. And then in the corridors, they'll be doing just some general demolition and preparation for redoing some of the lighting and finishes in the corridor itself. So our plan will be then to go back down with the ice at the tail end of September, and then go right into our normal, fall and winter ice schedule.
Gotcha. And people want to know some of the events coming up, whether you guys have a skating event coming up, they can visit the Facebook page, the website. What are those links, just real quick?
We're definitely on Facebook at Hobart Arena. We've got our website, which we really try to keep updated with information related to the renovation project, as well as our upcoming events. We do have one concert scheduled at the end of October, Staying Alive. It's a tribute to the Bee Gees, which I understand is an excellent show. And so those are just, as I mentioned, the skating competition. Yeah. Those are kind of our next two events that we have. So those are probably the best ways to get the information. We obviously, for those that are interested, we do have an email notification that we do send out related to our upcoming events that you can sign up for on our website at hobartarena.com.
Gotcha. Well, it's been a very exciting process to see this coming along, and I can't wait to see it go further. So, Ken, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to coming back in another month.
Thank you much. We'll see you then.
You're watching Troy Community Television On Demand. Stay tuned for more great programming.